That was a tape recording of the time the shots were fired. One shot was fired early in that recording, and then about a minute later, 5 more shots were heard. The crowd did not know what was going on. I understand we have another interview with another eyewitness who watched the shooting, and we're going to Los Angeles for an interview with that eyewitness by ABC reporter Carl George.
I'm not a surgeon or anything. I've got 2 other
This is Carl George in Los Angeles. I have another eyewitness with me. Your name, sir, is?
Dr. Marcus McBroom.
And what do you do, Dr. McBroom?
I'm a psychologist and marriage counselor.
Where were you when the Kennedy
I was
Center was
about
shot?
5 or 6 people behind him. And he was moving and then stopping. And then suddenly, apparently if I'm not mistaken, a man who was in a sort of a work shirt, his hair was all tousled. He sort of approached the senator from the front, and he was sort of smiling. And then suddenly, it seemed like there was 1 shot and about 5 shots in quick succession. I do know then the crowd panicked, and I was thrown back into the ballroom. And one of the women in the Kennedy party screamed, "Get a doctor." So I immediately got into the corridor, and I got Dr. Ross Miller and the other doctor. I'm sorry, I know him very well, but his name escapes me. And then we had a terrible time getting by the guard. We got the 2 doctors in here, and by that time there were 3 or 4 other doctors that had gotten in through the other end, and we broke down one of the tables, serving tables. I had the police officers call an ambulance, and we transferred, to my knowledge, at least 4 people to the hospital. One young man had a very severe head wound in the back of the head. Another one had a wound in the left leg. Another one definitely was from the press bureau. I understand he's the stage manager for the press here.
He's an associate producer for ABC, Bill White.
He had he had a bullet wound in the side. It seemed to be a small caliber weapon. And there was one woman now, I don't know whether she was shot or simply trampled or what. But
did you see the senator?
Yes, I saw him, and he's just shocked. That's all. And then some people moved in on him, and then, of course...
Did he collapse when the shots struck him? Could you see any
Rosie Greer, I tell you, frankly, it happened so suddenly. Rosie Greer and Rayford Johnson seemed to have pounced on the man, and then the security people moved in on the man.
Where was your attention at the time?
I was being shoved back, and people were some were moving in on the assassin, and others were attempted assassin, and the others were getting out of the way. And of course, I realized the thing was to get a doctor.
Did you realize the senator had been shot?
I felt he had, because he seemed to sort of start down. That's the last thing I remember. And
when you brought the doctors back, what happened? Did you talk to the senator?
No, he had been removed somehow. I don't know how.
You got back.
Because the guards were keeping everybody out, and they were slamming people against the wall because some of the women fainted and some went hysterical. But
did you have
my main idea was to get a surgeon in here, frankly.
Did you have a chance to talk with the senator tonight at all?
I just said hello to him, and he waved. I didn't talk to him at length or anything.
Did he make any comment to you?
No, other than, hi.
Did he say anything when he was hit,
No, I just sort of heard an to tell you frankly, it was elation and then just sudden shock.
What do you mean elation and shock?
I mean, he was sort of tired but happy. I mean, he was sort of tired and happy, and he was sort of getting out. And I understood he was a little concerned. He was kind of looking around for his wife. That's what I understood, because she had become a little faint. And I don't know whether it was that momentary distraction or what, but then the man came out.
Where the shots came from? What part of the room?
Well, the man seemed to have approached him from the front. And I noticed the officers took this man out along with the Speaker Unruh. They had him about.
Did you see him? Did you get a good look at the man?
Now, it's my understanding that another friend of mine, who, when I was getting the doctors, was outside, that some other young man had something covered over, was dressed in black, and ran out. So let me by.
I mean,
it seemed to me that there was another man involved.
2 men. Then.
That was my impression, definite impression.
Could you describe both men?
Only thing I understand, the one man was dressed in black. The man that was seized was dressed, should I say, in working class clothes. He seemed to be a young man and was shouting something about he was going to save this country or something to that effect.
What was his race, sir? What was his race? How would you describe
him? He was a Caucasian, seemingly about 5'2", seemingly young, and just was shouting and like he'd done the right thing or attempted to do the right thing. That was my general impression.
And that was the man who was captured?
Yes.
Now, how would you describe the man that you think fled?
As I understand it, he was dressed neatly.
Did you see him?
No, but number of people reported him running through the hall.
This is what you heard, not what you saw.
No, I didn't see it, but I did see a number of people who saw him running through the hall immediately after, because the whole sense of disbelief and any number of people started passing out in the ballroom. But my main thought, frankly, in thinking of the late president, was to get a doctor in here.
Did I hear you say that Speaker Unruh got one of the men?
He was helping to carry, he had a hold of the man and was helping to carry him out. Now, my feeling was that Rosie Greer and Rayford Johnson moved in on the man. Then the other security officers, I don't remember the tall man with the senator, they moved in. And one of the officers I did see drawing his gun, but somebody said, get him alive. And of course, by that time, I was being shoved out. And my main thought was to get a doctor here.
Dr. McBroom, would you tell us what the man who fired the gun or his apparent accomplice said?
Well, the man who seemed to have fired the gun, as I could determine it, they were getting him out, was that he's trying to do something for the good of the country.
Do you remember his exact words at all? Because you almost quoted.
All I could hear him say, I did it for the country. I did it I love my country. I did it for my country, or something to that effect.
Did you hear any words from the man who apparently fled, or is rumored to have fled?
The only thing I know, he said, let me by, let me out. And
that's the man who apparently fled.
Mr. Strain, whom is a rather very rational person whom I know very well, and 2 or 3 people said, and including a cameraman, said he went right by them. And of course, and they all felt they should have captured him. But he was moving very rapidly out.
At least at this stage of the game, we don't know whether the second man, this apparent second man who was rumored to be an accomplice or a part of it, we don't know yet whether or not he has been captured or not.
Running. Now, a member of the Los Angeles Times did see him. He went to the telephone.
You, sir, are whom?
No, I'm Theodore Chirac. Now, I was
the Kennedy?
I was talking to Steve Smith, and we were talking campaign strategy. And Steve Smith, at the same time, of course, he had mentioned that he was looking forward to a new vision for America. He was quite happy with the results. And suddenly we heard 3 or 4 shots. And Steve said, my God, what's happened? And we ran towards the door. And of course we entered here into this room, and we saw one man on the floor. We saw the ABC newsman here, and the other young man who was with Audio News. And so we had a chat. Now, when I got into the room, one of the Los Angeles Times photographers, Frank, was here, and he told us that he saw this man running, and he was very wild-eyed, and he was holding papers in his hand. So he called a security officer, and the security officer handcuffed this man. He described him as a Caucasian, a white man, and of course he opened his wallet and he caught his name, and I think, well, I guess it would be best not to give his name on there at this time until it's ascertained whether he was a potential assassin or whether he was an accomplice.
Now, the man we're talking about is the gentleman that the doctor said fled. Is that correct?
Yes, that I imagine is the same man. See, when I came in here, there was a man on the floor bleeding in the head. There was the ABC News cameraman, the heavy man. Blood was rolling from his chest. And there was the young man. And, of course, he wanted his mother, I wonder whether we could put this out, he wanted his mother to know that he's all right.
Yes.
Now, he is Ira Goldstein, and he said he was shot in the leg. However, Dr. George Lampert, who was from United Airlines, he treated the man from ABC because he thought his condition was more critical. I don't know whether...
That's right. We put him in the ambulance.
Whether Dr. Lambert had left.
Have you had a chance to talk with the hospital at all where Senator Kennedy is?
No, I have not. I'm sorry.
Have you had any report at all from the hospital?
No.
I will
say
this. One of the people whom I know very well said he was injured, but that he was going to be all right. Now,
the senator was going to be all right. That's
what my friend said, that he had been shot, but that he was going to be all right.
There was a rumor that he was hit in the lower abdomen. I don't know whether that's true or not.
I want to make this absolutely clear that what we're telling you now is, at this point, hearsay. We haven't, at least here in the ambassador, do not have it direct from the hospital.
Did
you hear the senator say anything? Did he say anything to you?
Right. And then,
no, Senator Kennedy.
Smith.
No, Mr. Smith was talking to me at the time. He turned and we both came to the door. He rushed.
Mr. Smith get to the senator?
He got into that area, and I don't know whether finally he did. I, of course, got lost in the confusion, the noise. I said, keep back, something. You know, the senator's been shot. People were shouting, and there were, Hugh McDonald from the staff came running out. He was crying.
How long have you been with the senator's campaign?
Oh, I'm not with the senator's campaign.
Just make it clear who you are and what you do.
Yes, I'm Theodore Chirac, and I feed audio reports and radio, video news.
Los Angeles?
Yes, locally. I'm an independent freelancer.
Campaign during this California tour.
Yes, I
had a
was.
chance to talk to him.
Yes, I did.
Did you ever talk to him about security?
Well, I had recalled talking to Frank Mankiewicz, his press secretary at one time, and wondering why there wasn't heavier security. But they seemed to be anxious to have the people approach him and to give access. That was a strategy. They, as you know, they wanted a people-to-candidate approach.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. This is Carl George in Los Angeles.
To that report, we can add that a Kennedy press aide has just said that Kennedy was hit at least twice in the head and in the side. We will continue this report about the attempted assassination of Senator Robert Kennedy in a few moments after station identification.